According to the law of conservation of mass, matter cannot be created or destroyed during a chemical reaction. What this means is that during a chemical reaction, the number and type of atoms that you start with on the reactant side of the equation, like what you mix together, you are going to end up with those same number and type of atoms on the product side of the equation. The new substances you get, they're new molecules, but they're the same atoms and the same number of each kind of atom. This means that if we were to weigh the reactants, their mass or weight would be the same as the products. We're going to test this out and prove that this is true. We're going to create a little chemical reaction between water, which is H2O, and Alka-Seltzer, which you can usually just find like in your medicine cabinet. We're going to take the mass or weight of both of these reactants together before we mix them. There's the water and the Alka-Seltzer tablet. And I can see that the weight or mass is 207.6 grams. I'm actually going to write that down right here, 207.6 grams, because that's the weight of my reactants. Now, when I mix these two substances together, we are going to get a chemical reaction, but remember, we are still going to end up with the same atoms that we started with. Well, they will be new molecules. So we're going to end up with some different products, but they should still all weigh the same. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in the Alka-Seltzer tablet. You'll notice that there's a lot of fizzing going on. The fizzing is part of the chemical reaction because a new gas is being produced. In this case, the reaction produces carbon dioxide gas. And the liquid is not water anymore. As the reaction's finishing up, that is actually going to be a new liquid called sodium citrate, I believe. And I believe we're also getting a little bit of water vapor that is being produced. So the reaction is coming to an end. I'm just going to swirl this around a little bit to make sure everything has reacted. I can see there's still a little bit of Alka-Seltzer in there. Okay. And let's go ahead and check the mass. First, let's remind that we started at 207.6 grams when we weighed the mass of the reactants, which were in this case Alka-Seltzer and water. And we are now at 207.3 grams. That's quite odd because we were trying to prove that the conservation of mass existed through this experiment. I mean, the atoms were all the same, but now we don't have the same mass or weight. So what could have happened? How could that be? That doesn't make any sense. If it's the same atoms that we started with, why isn't the mass or the weight exactly the same?